Welcome to Journey Expansion, a space to breathe, reflect, and return to yourself.
It's about the journey.
The Collective Intelligence Blueprint: How Groups Think Better Than Individuals.
What if I told you that humanity isn't just a collection of individuals, but a single, massive thinking machine? That every society, every culture, every group operates like a giant brain, with each of us as neurons firing in a cosmic intelligence. This isn't science fiction. It's the radical thesis of Howard Bloom's global brain. And once you understand how it works, you'll never see human civilization the same way again.
Act 1. The 5 Elements.
According to Bloom, every collective learning machine, from ant colonies to corporations to entire civilizations, runs on 5 essential elements. Think of them as the operating system of group intelligence.
Elements 1. Conformity enforcers.
First, we need conformity enforcers. Before you recoil at that word, understand what they actually do. They create a shared reality. They give us a common language, synchronized perception, and even similar ways of thinking. Without them, we'd be isolated islands unable to communicate or coordinate. Your brain was literally sculpted by your culture from infancy. The neurons that survived in your developing mind were the ones useful for navigating your specific social world. The rest? Pruned away. We don't just live in a culture, we're built by it.
Elements 2. Diversity generators.
But conformity alone creates stagnation. Enter diversity generators, the opposite force that spawns variety and originality. Think of your immune system. It maintains millions of different antibody types, each one a unique guess about what enemy might attack next. In human societies, each person represents a hypothesis in the collective mind. Different perspectives, different approaches, different solutions. The group needs both the stability of conformity and the innovation of diversity.
Element 3. Inner judges.
How does the system know what's working? Through inner judges, biological feedback mechanisms that reward us when we contribute value and punish us when we're off the mark. These aren't just abstract concepts, they're neurochemical realities. Dopamine hits when we succeed, cortisol spikes when we fail.
Element 4. Resource shifters.
The fourth element channels rewards towards success. Resource shifters move money, attention, influence, and power to those who solve problems and deliver results. It's the learning machine's way of saying, do more of that. This happens through mass emotions, social systems, market forces, anything that redirects collective resources toward what works and away from what doesn't.
Element 5. Intergroup tournaments.
Finally, competition between groups drives innovation. From baseball games to corporate rivalries to international space races, these tournaments force each collective intelligence to evolve, adapt, and create. The pressure of competition becomes the engine of progress.
Act 2. The power of perception.
Here's where it gets unsettling. Social influence doesn't just shape our opinions, it shapes what we perceive as reality itself. Bloom references experiments showing that group pressure can actually alter what people see, not just what they say they see. We think we're observing an objective reality, but we're actually seeing through a lens ground and polished by our social group. The reality you experience is a collective construction, synchronized across millions of minds through conformity enforcers. This isn't a bug, it's a feature. Shared perception allows massive coordination, but it also means we're more suggestible than we'd like to admit.
Act 3. Introverts as innovation engines.
Now for a plot twist. The people who seem least connected to the social machine, introverts, often become its most valuable innovators. Bloom distinguishes between 2 types, flockers and Faustians. Flockers seek safety in groups of similar minds, following established authorities and certainties. They provide stability and preserve valuable knowledge. Faustians are the boundary crossers. They venture into forbidden territory, wrestle with taboo questions, and return with radical new visions. They're the ones who create the Promethean flames around which new subcultures form. Why do complexity-seeking introverts excel at innovation? They dive deep into theory, seeking root causes beneath surface symptoms. They generate left-field solutions to problems that baffle conventional thinkers. They embrace useful strangers who make others uncomfortable. They stay calm when others panic. Most importantly, they exhibit tenacious persistence. While extroverts jump between exciting diversions, making numerous mistakes, introverts tackle monotonous long-term challenges with fewer missteps. Research shows this persistence, not raw intelligence, is the foundation of greatness.
Act 4. Finding your wavelength.
Ancient Greece gave us the phrase, "know thyself," but Bloom reveals its hidden meaning. It wasn't about solitary self-sufficiency, it was about finding your tribe. Somewhere is a subculture into which you fit. Seek it and adopt it as a home for your identity. This matters because without validation from others on our wavelength, we can feel like we're losing our minds. When your culture forbids discussion of experiences you live every day, your essence gets expelled from permissible reality. This is why subcultures are so powerful. They offer nests where the strange and excluded can finally feel worthwhile. The geeks and round pegs, rejected by mainstream society, often find each other and create something extraordinary.
Act 5. The learning machines rule.
Everything we've discussed follows one fundamental principle, repeated throughout Bloom's work. Strengthen connections to those who succeed, weaken them to those who fail. This rule operates at every level, from neural connections in your brain to social connections in your network, to resource allocation in civilizations. It's how learning machines learn. Success gets amplified. Failure gets pruned. It sounds harsh, but it's how complex systems adapt and evolve. The question isn't whether this happens, it's whether we participate consciously or unconsciously.
In closing,
So here's what Bloom wants us to understand. You are not just an individual. You're a neuron in a vast collective intelligence. Your thoughts aren't entirely your own. They're shaped by conformity enforcers. Your innovations aren't purely individual. They're enabled by diversity generators. The groups you belong to are thinking machines, learning and evolving through competition, reward, and adaptation. And you have a choice. Conform completely and provide stability, or venture to the edges and bring back new visions. Both roles matter. Both are necessary. The question is, which one serves your nature? And which one serves the larger intelligence trying to emerge through all of us?
Thank you for joining this chat. Best wishes to you, always.
Journey expansion, expanding life's possibilities